G'day, it's Rob here again. It's a wild old day in Adelaide at the moment. A bit unusual for this time of the year, February. But anyway, I'm down in the workshop and I'm playing around with this thing. This is a H160 Hongyuang HHO, or Brown's gas as they sometimes call it, gas generator. And it powers a little gas torch using electrolysis. Works basically the same way, very similar way to when you derust metal using a battery charger, and in this case it's trapping the gas and using it for the torch. And it gets pretty hot. It's hot enough to burn through a steel tin can, so it gets to the oxyacetylene temperature. Temperature varies with the type of metal that you're heating, or whatever you're heating, and it's an unusual sort of a gas. But anyway, for small bronze brazing or silver soldering, yeah, it works fine. It's meant for jewellery, but you can use it for small metalwork in the shed, and yeah, it doesn't cost anything to run basically, because it just uses a bit of distilled water with some electrolyte in it, which is also cheap to buy. Anyway, cut to the chase. I was going to use it yesterday and it was working. It was producing gas, but the gas wasn't coming out the pipe, so there was a blockage. Now the way it works is it generates the gas in the tank using electrolysis. The gas comes out of here, up through here, gets to a T-junction here. This is a blow-off valve here, so it blows off that way, or it goes down into the bubbler, through the bubbler and back up, bubbles up, and it comes up and out the hose. So they've got a blow-off valve here, but on the other part which goes into the bubbler there's another valve, which is a little valve just designed to stop liquid coming back up, so that when the blow-off valve goes off, it doesn't sort of scavenge or suck any liquid back through, and that is stuck. So if you do get blockage, just take off the tank, the bottle, unscrew the plastic hose fitting, and there's a little valve and a spring in there. Don't lose the spring, just give it a bit of a clean and put it back and you're good to go. Anyway, while I was working on it, I thought I'll take the top off and have a look at this thing and see what's in here. So I'll show you what's in here. Not much really, it's a very basic unit. So looking at it, you can see what you've got. You've got 240 comes in the back, goes up through your switches into your power supply. This is quite solid. It's got an alloy body, alloy heat sink on it, and that converts it from 240 AC into 24 volts DC. And these are this goes across to your two electrical. Well, one's a cathode, one's an anode, and basically they just transfer a current through an electrolyte, and that creates the gas. This is your pressure switch that goes back down through to the circuit board, to the switching side, so that when the pressure builds up in the cylinder, it gets to a certain level, probably about, I'd guess, 10 psi. It's pretty low. It switches off the power supply, and it's really very, very simple. I'll spin her around and look at the other side. Looking at it here, you can see here's the stainless steel cylinder. It gets warm, quite hot actually, well, quite warm, but it's not red hot. They've got a fan on this thing, but you really don't hardly need the fan really, because unless it was stinking hot weather, I don't think anything's going to get very hot anyway. But still, it's better to have overkill than underkill. And really, yeah, just your pressure cap for this, outlet to the bubbler as I pointed out earlier. This is a loop pipe, and all that does is just shows the fluid level in the tank on the front display, and that's all there is to it. You couldn't get anything more basic if you tried. And of course there's your fluid level there, amp meter, It's showing 14 amps. I measured it and it measured 13 amps. So it's just a 1 amp out, but it's not worth worrying about. And there you have it. That's what's in it. But as a little unit, it's a pretty nifty bit of gear. And if you want to do small brazing and you haven't got a high temperature torch, it'll do it. I'll give you a demo. You can run it with the top off. I mean, there's nothing there that's going to kill you, I don't think, provided you don't touch anything you shouldn't. So I'll set up a bit of stuff on a brick, and we'll do a quick demo of the bronze brazing aspect. The tank on this, as I said, is stainless steel, and the anode and cathode are made out of some non-erosive material. I don't know what it is. It could be stainless steel, or it could be something more exotic, but it doesn't erode away like you would normally get when you remove rust from ferrous material using the same process, which is basically just voltage transfer through a liquid with an electrolyte in it. Overall, the thing should basically last forever, provided you look after it. I'll raise these two bits of wire together. And we'll just use some manganese bronze to do this. Easy as that, and as quick as that. There you go. Not bad, eh? It really is a handy little thing. It really is. Amazing. And of course on brass or copper you can use silver solder and it will do the same thing. And, you know, provided you don't have a lot of mass in whatever you're brazing, you know, if you're working on small stuff like small rods or, you know, parts from model engines or carby linkages or anything that, you know, is within the scope of that sized flame, it'll do it easy, you know. But, yeah. Get things very hot very quickly. Not bad, eh? That's a champion. Well, there you go. Give you a bit of an insight into what's in these little things. And last time I looked, Banggood don't stock these anymore. They don't sell them, which is, oh well, that's their decision, whatever. It's a good unit, and it would do, you know, that sort of work, that size work, no problem at all. It's excellent. So for model making, yeah, you can make up con rods and stuff with them, no problem, you know, provided you keep it all small size. And as far as the unit, well, yeah, I'm happy as a Larry with it. I like it a lot. I think it's really good, and because it's free to run, doesn't cost anything, and well, but next to nothing, a bit of electricity. But basically that's it. So anyway, there's something a bit different for you. And those people who were wondering what was under the lid, well, that's what's under the lid. Okay, that's it for now. See you next time. Cheers.